Hi everybody, Miss Ashley here with a special Halloween themed story time. And as you know, Halloween is coming up this Saturday. So I have my husky costume on because, as you know, I have quite a few dogs. So I thought this was a very fitting costume for me. And I need to read the story, which means you need to get off of my lap. Mwah. Okay, down you go. I need to take my paws off here, the way I can turn the pages of your story. So the book that we have today is one of my favorites, and it is Robert Munsch, Boo! And it is illustrated by Michael Marchenko. So let's see what happens in Boo. On Halloween, Lance went to his father and said, "This year, I am not going to wear a mask. I'm going to paint my face and make it very, very scary." "That's nice, Lance," said his father. "It's a lot less work for me, so you go and paint your face." So Lance went to the bathroom and he painted. He painted worms coming out of his hair, ants crawling on his cheeks, and snakes coming out of his mouth. And then he went downstairs, walked up behind his father, and said, "Boo!" His father turned around and yelled, "Ah!" "Not scary enough," said Lance. "I wanted him to fall over." So Lance went back upstairs and painted. He painted green brains coming out of the side of his head, one eye falling down over his face, and orange goop coming out of his nose. Then he went downstairs, walked up behind his father, and said, "Boo!" And his father yelled, "Ah!" and fell right over. "That is scary enough," said Lance. Then Lance put a pillowcase over his head, got another pillowcase for candy, and walked down the street. He went up to a house and he went. A big man opened the door and said, "First kid for Halloween. So nice to see a little kid for Halloween." So Lance lifted up his pillowcase and said, "Boo!" And the man yelled, "Ah!" And he fell right over. Oh my. Lance wanted some candy, so he said very softly, "Trick or treat." But nothing happened. He said a little louder, "Trick or treat." But nothing happened. So Lance went inside, and there was an enormous table full of candy, and he put it all in his bag. Thump! Do you see all the candy going into his little pillowcase? Then, even though his bag was very heavy, he walked down the street and went to another house. Knock, knock, knock! A lady opened up the door and said, "First kid for Halloween. So nice to see a little kid for Halloween." So Lance lifted up the pillowcase and said, "Boo!" And the lady went, "Ah!" and fell right over. But Lance wanted some candy, so he said very softly, "Trick or treat." Nothing happened. He said a little louder, "Trick or treat." Nothing happened. So Lance went inside, and there was an enormous table full of candy, and he put it all in his bag with a ka-thump. Then Lance went into the kitchen and opened up the refrigerator. He took out 10 boxes of ice cream, 20 cans of ginger ale, 3 watermelons, 10 frozen pizzas, and a turkey. Lance dragged the pillowcase across the porch. He fell down the stairs and landed in the middle of the street. A police car came by. The policeman jumped out, looked at Lance and said, "Kid, what's the matter with you? You can't sit in the middle of the street. Take your candy and go home." "Look," said Lance, "my bag is so heavy I can't even move. I live right down the street. Please carry my bag home." "Well, all right," said the policeman. "I'll take your bag of candy to your house." "Whoa! It's a heavy bag of candy!" The policeman dragged the bag down the street, put it on Lance's front porch and said, "Kid, you must have gone to 2,000 houses to get so much candy." "No," Lance said, "just two. Just two." "Wait a minute," said the policeman. "How did you get so much candy at just 2 houses?" "Well," said Lance, "my face is so scary. When people see it, they fall over, and I take all the candy that's in the house." Said the policeman. "I'm a cop. You can't scare me. I want to see your face." "Okay," said Lance, and he lifted up his pillowcase and said, "Boo!" Well, the policeman said, "Oh, if you think I'm going to fall over just because of a face like that, you are wrong. I'm going to run away!" And he jumped into his car and drove away really fast with a zoom. Then Lance went inside and started to eat his first chocolate bar. There was a knock on the door, and Lance opened it, and there was a teenager. The kind of kid who was much too old to go out for Halloween, and still goes out anyway. He had a pillowcase over his head and a bag full of candy, much bigger than Lance's. "Wow," said Lance, "you must have gone to 5,000 houses to get so much candy." "No," said the teenager, "just 5. "How did you get so much candy at just 5 houses?" asked Lance. The teenager said, "My face is so scary that when people see it, they fall over and I take all the candy in the house. And now I'm going to scare you and take all the candy in your house." "Maybe not," said Lance. "I want to see your face." "Okay," said the teenager. He lifted his pillowcase and yelled, "Boo!" And he had worms coming out of his hair, butterflies out of his nose, ants coming out of his mouth. He was scary, but not nearly as scary as Lance. "Nice try," said Lance. He lifted his pillowcase and said, "Boo!" And the teenager yelled, "Ah!" And he dropped his bag of candy and ran down the street. Lance took the teenager's bag of candy and dragged it into his house. And his candy lasted for a long time. Every day, Lance ate as much as he could. He ate candy for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. He ate candy in the middle of the night, but his candy still lasted until the next Halloween. Mwah. Well, I hope that you guys liked this story. Boo! I think it's really fun, and I hope that you have a lot of fun getting ready for Halloween. What are you gonna be this year? I don't know. But whatever you do, I hope that you guys stay safe. I hope you have fun, and I hope you keep washing your hands, and I hope that you like and subscribe to the Miss Ashley YouTube Storytime channel for more great stories, songs, and cooking. So until next time, guys, stay safe and have a very happy Halloween.
Boo!